Many of you will be familiar with the Market House on Tonbridge High Street. Formerly the NatWest building, the building is steeped in history, which the owner Mark has ensured to highlight when renovating the space of what it is today. Opening a business is no mean feat, especially in the competitive food and beverage market. Mark is here sharing his story with me today. Mark, let's start right at the beginning. So when did you first come to Tonbridge, move to Tonbridge? What was your experience?
So we were part of the large crowd of people that took the move from London to Tonbridge a few years ago. We did it via a few years in and around Sevenoaks before we settled on Tonbridge as the place we wanted to kind of make our home.
Yeah.
So that was 2019. So we've been here, 6 years now, and we absolutely love Tonbridge. From the moment we started coming to Tonbridge, it was actually the outdoor swimming pool that first drew us to Tonbridge.
Yeah.
We've realised there's always something on in Tonbridge. There's a very strong community feel.
Yeah.
And the schools are really good.
Yeah.
So for us, it was an obvious move. 2019 was when we came.
Big move down. So, and you mentioned briefly before we started chatting about doing a book stall or something in Otford. So that was sort of your introduction to the area, was it?
Yeah, we tried to get involved when we first moved to Kent, which was 2016, in the kind of local area.
Yeah.
We started to really appreciate how beautiful Kent is as a county. So Kat and I volunteered for the local village fete, and we got given the bookstall to run. Kat's an avid reader. I kind of read one book a year, I'm afraid, so perhaps wasn't my speciality. However, the point was, we had a great time doing it. We had a lot of fun together. It was really nice working together. So it kind of sowed a seed for us, I think, that at some point in the future, we both love coffee, we liked eating out, we like hosting at our home. Maybe we want to think about getting into the hospitality business. But at that time, I was running a different business in the technology space, so it wasn't really an option for us at that time.
Yeah. So you sold that business.
Yep, 2021.
2021.
Yep.
Come to here and was like, right, let's put plans into motion.
Yeah, we sold the business in 2021, carried on working for the company that bought us until 2023. Turned 50, so went to Ibiza with a load of my mates. Had a great time.
I love it out there.
And then kind of came back from Ibiza and thought, okay, what am I going to do next, basically? So we started to look around at some properties that were available in the town centre. We kind of set our heart on, let's open a kind of small cafe, focus on really good coffee, maybe some pastries, simple food. And we looked at a couple of places, like the Beer Cellar, for example, was up for rent at the time, but we couldn't quite make anything work. And then a good friend of mine, Kirsty, sent me a text one morning saying the old NatWest Bank is up for sale. And I think I've been in a couple of times, but my immediate thought was, that's a massive building. Like,
it's huge.
Is that really, is that going to be available? Are we going to even be able to, get close to that? But we got the particulars, and it was in the budget for buying a building. So we went and had a look. The kind of funny story associated with this is we'd actually, Kat and I had decided to take Nova, our daughter, to Spain for 6 weeks to go to an international school to get a bit of a different flavour. Kat was working out there. I was watching the Ashes. The viewing was happening only on one day, and it was 3 days after we'd arrived in Spain. So I had a decision to make, which is, do we go for this? Do I go to Spain, immediately fly back, go and view this building, or not? But I decided it's such a great opportunity, we should do it.
Yeah.
So we were the first viewers in at 9 a.m. A lad had come up from London to let us in. I think I'd got like 5 or 6 of my friends with me, the potential builder, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out how to switch the lights on, so we were looking around this building with our phones as torches. And one thing was obvious: it's like a rabbit warren. It was absolutely a massive space.
Yeah.
So no question, you could kind of do all sorts of amazing things with it.
Yeah.
And then we got to the back of the back building, and Karen, who ended up being the designer for the interior of the Market House, said, what's through that door? And it got a big sticker on it saying, fire exit alarmed. And we realised it was at the outbuildings and we couldn't get to them from the outside. We desperately wanted to have a look. But I was like, it's going to set the alarm off. He's like, but there's no electricity, it'll be fine. Okay, let's do it. So, of course, he pushes the door, the alarm goes off.
Oh, no.
And it's very, very loud. I mean, you know, this is a bank, right? It transpires the alarm was going off most of the day. So when we left at 10 a.m, everybody else who came to view that building would have had the alarm sounding throughout the day. So whether we were the only people to actually put an offer in the building, I don't really know. But anyway, that's... we didn't do it on purpose, but anyway, we got the building.
Wicked.
We were back in... A few weeks later, we were back in Valencia towards the end of the trip and got the note through that the offer had been accepted.
Wicked.
So then it was full steam ahead into what we're going to do with this amazing space that backs directly onto where we are now, onto the castle.
On the castle, which is mad.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it is a wicked space. And for people that haven't seen the whole thing, the market house, the actual bar, restaurant, cafe is such a small part of it, really.
It is.
There's just so much scope.
Yeah, it is.
Out the back, like you said. So then it was renovations. I mean, very historic building, right? It's got a lot of character.
It's an incredible building. So when we bought it, our understanding was it had been NatWest. And actually, we hadn't done any research either to back that up or find out any more information about it. But it was... I don't know, a few weeks after we bought it, I got this big trove of documents through from the solicitor, and it was all the original deeds and all sorts of things. And in amongst it was a postcard, and it was a line drawing of the building, and it said the Market House Stores. And I immediately started Googling this and found out that it had become the NatWest Bank in 1921, but for 20 odd years before that, since 1899, it was the Market House Stores, which was one of the local greengrocers, who was like third generation greengrocer, a chap called Anderson. He built it in 1899 to replace his current shop. He lived upstairs, and then downstairs was this grand shop with like beautiful frontage. He used to, I've seen some adverts for the shop. He used to import all sorts of weird and wonderful things from all over the world for the people of Tonbridge to enjoy. He used to sell tea and coffee. And the way it's depicted in the line drawing, it's, you know, lots of people milling around. It's just an absolutely like beautiful space. And out the back, you know, was a storeroom, there was a smokehouse, there was stables. There was, I mean, it would have just been an absolute hub. And at the time, it was right next to where the market was in Tonbridge. And the town hall. So it was absolutely smack bang in the centre of Tonbridge. And just like a beautiful, amazing building that was the tallest building in Tonbridge when it went up, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm learning a lot. I never realised any of that.
Well, we had to do some repairs to the roof a few weeks back, so we had the scaffolding up. So I asked the roofer if he could go up, so he took me up. So it was the first time I'd actually been to the top and looked at the view around, and it was, it's just incredible. So,
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building. So we have the kind of space known as the Market House. Then there's a rear building which is currently not being used, but I can talk about what we're planning to do with that. And then we have some flats above us. You know, we've got four flats above us that make up the property. So it's a nice investment, I think, for us to have that and to do. We really feel like we want to do something worthy of the building for Tonbridge in it. That's that's really driving us.
And I think even when you've like renovated, I mean, you've kept so much of the period charm when you're sat in the market house. You can see that. I mean, I didn't even realise until even a few weeks ago that one of the safes in as you walk in on the right hand side, you put like a tabletop on it, haven't you? Like it's just so much.
I mean, I think that's free design elegance. If you can retain or restore period features now in a building and meld that with the contemporary, I think, you know, you're in a good spot and people can feel that. So Karen, my friend I mentioned, who is the designer, he's superb at that. So the moment he saw that old night safe, If you take it out, you've got a big hole to fill in the wall. But
Yeah.
he's like, we'll just turn that into an amazing table. So it's now called the Safe Table. It's a very popular table. It's
Yeah.
slightly elevated. You get a good view of what's going on in the room. So that's lovely. And then the other thing is the floor. So when we first looked round, before we bought it, Karim and I were kind of just having a look to see what we could see underneath the old horrible carpet tiles and all that kind of stuff. And we just pulled a little bit away and spotted what we thought was a kind of mosaic tile pattern underneath. And it just made us think maybe there's a superb original floor that's been covered up with years and years of all sorts of stuff. So when we bought the building, first thing we did was we got the specialist guys to come and strip everything out. So the whole building, they basically took back to, like concrete and got rid of everything. But they didn't touch the floor, they just took the carpet tiles off.
Yeah.
So then we started to dig a bit deeper and we started to realise in a few spots, this mosaic floor was still there. So then we had a decision to make. One of the big areas of development in the building is what are you going to do with the floor? We had two choices really. One is try and restore it, or the second is just put a new floor in.
Right.
And the choice was really quite simple. Restoring it is actually a little bit cheaper, but there's no guarantee with it.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get, and whatever new flooring goes alongside it, you can't guarantee it because the building's old and it's unlevel.
Yeah.
Or you just put a new floor down, it's a bit more expensive, but then nothing's going to go wrong. Obviously, we went for the restoration one. And I'm so glad we did. Because I can remember the moment when the flooring guys brought the big machine in and started to go down on it, and we realised this original floor, 1899, that was handmade, these little pieces, terrazzo flooring, was in beautiful condition. And it was much bigger than we first expected. And we uncovered some original parquet at the back. So they did that, and then they sealed it, and it's now basically unbreakable.
Yeah,
so that will be like that forever now. And it's just such a wonderful feature.
Yeah.
So little things like that we've found, little relics from the bank, not just the safe, but we found an old modem from like the 1960s that we've put on one of the shelves. There's all sorts of little touches like that. We've got some old deeds on the wall.
Yeah,
that,
wicked.
I think with the contemporary, just kind of make it feel nice.
Yeah, and it works. You're open for sort of a cafe and food, and then in the evenings, towards back end of the week and the weekends, it's a great bar space as well. So you must have seen good success throughout the whole day, right?
Well, I think that's been one of our challenges actually. So I've never worked in hospitality before.
Okay.
So this was, it's been a reasonably steep learning curve. How to operate the business successfully in what are challenging times for hospitality. I think from day one, we've had a fairly solid daytime business. Everybody knows what to expect from a cafe.
Yeah.
And the coffee's been really good from day one. We've had beautiful cakes and pastries from Nanine from Sugar Bloom Bakery, one of our friends who does all of that. But our original vision was to go very high end with the food in the evening and then try and transpose that to some kind of daytime food. And although the food was amazing and it was reasonably popular, it didn't work in the space.
Okay.
So we had to change that. We changed that in kind of end of January of this year. We decided to go tapas in the evening and do a kind of little bit more simpler food during the day at lunchtime. That didn't work. Okay. We couldn't kind of get that tapas to take off. So we decided to go right back to basics in May. A very simple daytime menu, forget the evening food, a menu that I can cook. And that's been pretty solid from a food perspective. The tricky bit around the nights is one of our most successful ventures has been having private parties. So because it's a beautiful space and we've got a great sound system, we have a disco ball and it's big, it's a great place to hold a big party.
Yeah.
So, 30, 40, 50th birthday celebrations,
Wicked.
weddings, you can get 100 people in there quite comfortably.
Yeah, definitely.
Have a really good time. And people don't want to share that, obviously. And it's, you know, it's a great business for us to be able to do that. But if you close the doors, somebody gets dressed up wanting to come for a cocktail and then can't get in, you start to lose a bit of trust.
Yeah.
So I think on the one hand, having the private events has helped us stabilise the business in our first year.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I think it's made it more difficult for us to be a regular nighttime bar.
Yeah.
Because people are still not sure whether they can get in or not.
Yeah.
Which is why the vault is a critical piece of the puzzle for us. It's the next piece of the puzzle for us to get in place.
So for those that don't know about the vault,
Yep.
and like we were saying, there's so many extensions to this building. The Market House part is just such a small portion of it. So the vault, so where is the vault? What's your plans with it?
Right, so the vault is directly underneath the front of the Market House. Probably the best way to describe it is to quote a newspaper article from about 1923, when NatWest essentially built the vault, and they got a reporter down there, and he was waxing lyrically about how the walls are 3 feet thick, reinforced with railway pillars, and it's of such a size that one could hold a dinner party for 60 people. Yeah. Now, of course, there's a thought.
Yeah.
So we'd been using it as kind of part of our cellar storage. But then when we realised actually what we really do need is we need a separate space that can either be rented or it can be open whilst the upstairs is rented. And it's going to be soundproof. How can it not be soundproof? It's underground.
Yeah.
It's got 3-foot walls.
Yeah.
So let's figure out how we can turn this into a really cool space. So we wanted and needed really to get the community involved in making that happen.
Yeah.
One of the tricky things I think I'm learning in hospitality is trying to anticipate what people want. And unless they come through the door and you can talk to them, it's very hard to kind of get that. So we use Crowdfunder to say, we'd love to open the vault. We think it's going to be a really cool space. It's something that Tonbridge doesn't have currently, which is a full-time music venue, comedy venue, club, as well as being a private hire space. And as part of that, we'll offer it up 20% of the time to local community groups to use for free. And this is what we need. With the kind of there's a kind of scale of what we can do with the vault, but as a minimum, we need to get the power and lighting sorted. We need to get a music system in. We need to do some level of soundproofing, all that kind of stuff. We had a really successful crowdfunder campaign, and that's enabled us to get to the point we are today, which is we're a few days' work away from finishing the soundproofing work and being able to actually open the vault for good. So I wish I had a date for you, Jack, right now.
Exclusive.
I wish I had a date for you, but we're working very hard to kind of get that open, because everybody we take down there for a quick sneak preview
it is
can
cool.
see it, I think.
Yeah,
you've been down, of course.
And it is a wicked space. And what you've hit the nail on the head. There isn't a space for music, live events.
Yeah.
And even for private parties. I mean, it is such a, and I think, like you said, consistency is key. If people do think, they could be closed tonight, will we go there? So for you guys to have a space where you can be consistently open, will just put the trust back into to the people that are going to wander down the high street and go, should we pop in there?
Yeah, and there's no shortage of really good places to go in Tonbridge, right? Yeah. So if somebody comes to our place and they can't get in, they'll go somewhere else, which is on one level is kind of fine. Yeah. But it doesn't help us if we're trying to, get established. We're still only, 16 months in to being open, which is early days for a hospitality business.
Yeah.
So it's a critical piece of all. But I'm super excited about it because we've already got we've got a new Tonbridge Comedy Festival, which is going to be based in the vault at the Market House in March next year. So I'm excited about that. And we've got plenty of interest from, local musos who are keen to get some bands in and kind of help get it going. So yeah, I think we'll be in a good spot.
You guys have been massive on the event, like having DJs in there, singers in there from day dot.
Yep.
Really, haven't you? And has that brought success into the evenings, like having entertainment?
Yeah, it can do. I think one thing we've struggled with is getting enough ahead of the game, and this is really my naivety in the hospitality business, I think, which is it's no good telling people on a Monday that there's a DJ on a Friday, generally, unless every Friday you've got a DJ and people know that.
Yeah.
You need to give people more time than that. Yeah. So, we're working hard to get to a place where we can start to book these things much more in advance. But generally, when we've had a DJ on or a band on, we can bring a good crowd. And frankly, the reason I'm doing this, I've realised you don't go into hospitality to make money, by the way. That's pretty clear. The reason I'm doing this is for people to have a good time.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And if you can get by and earn a wage from it, then great.
Well, exactly. As long as we can make ends meet, then I'm happy with that, frankly.
Yeah. And what a hub. I mean, you're always buzzing around and you've got loads of people in there, you meet people and it's what you enjoy. You say you like hosting. So, I mean, it's a sort of a win-win from that perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's plenty of challenges on a daily basis in the business. I mean, there always is. But it only takes, one glance across and seeing a group of friends laughing or, I've seen a number of toddlers make their first steps, over the last 15 months, things like that. And those are like hugely heartwarming moments.
Yeah.
We have a chap who comes in and plays the piano on a Saturday lunchtime-ish, comes in and plays for like half an hour. And it's like, I've never seen that before in Tonbridge because it was never there to be done. But you can just see how it makes people feel. It's like nobody is like,
no, I love
like,
it.
This is lovely. Like, what a lovely community thing. So I think through all the challenges, being able to feel that is the thing that makes me get up this morning and go and wash up. Go and wash up the breakfast plates of the lovely people at Tonbridge because that's what needs to be done. Yeah. So I'll go and do it because I can still hear the laughter and all that kind of stuff. So.
And a lot of people think running a business is so glamorous and that, and you've just summed it up there. You're still down there washing the pots and you have heartwarming moments, but you have to be so involved with these to make them a success, don't you?
So prior to this, I ran my previous business for 22 years, something like that. I'm trying to think of a single glamorous moment, Jack, to be honest. I mean, the reality, frankly, is it's very hard work. Yeah. And, it's also no good having a bunch of happy guests in the market house if you've got a team that are not happy about something. Right. There's a lot of stuff to think about and deal with. But that's my gig. I've chosen that for the last 30 years. That's what I enjoy is those kind of challenges. Yeah. And hospitality combines, the kind of joy of being in control of your own destiny, I think, with your own business. Definitely. As well as hosting and being in, the service to the public at Tonbridge. And it's predominantly great fun, that's the thing. I generally have a great time at the Market House, and my goal is that everybody does when they come in. Yeah, wicked. Only onwards and upwards. Oh, hopefully. Love it. Mark, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to sort of touch on about the Market House? Have you got any events coming up? You had a lot of success with your Halloween event. Yeah, that was great. So we briefly touched on Christmas bookings. Yep. So presumably you're quite busy with that. Yeah, we've put a lovely evening festive menu together, which we did for the first time last week. Went down a storm, some beautiful braised beef with mashed potato, a little Christmas glaze on it. I mean, it's making my mouth water thinking about it. So we're doing that for a whole host of different groups of people between now and Christmas. We will be doing a New Year's Eve party. Last year's was a great success. We had about 100 people. Wicked. So we'll be getting details of that out pretty soon. We are looking to get our evening food started again early in the new year. Yeah. So I think there'll be a couple of things that people can keep their eye on. One is the evening menu coming out. The second is the opening of the vault. Yeah. And then we're really thinking hard about what to do with the backspace. So
Yeah.
we've got a floor that would be absolutely beautiful for a studio. So be able to
Yeah.
do wellness classes, that kind of stuff. And we have another basement at the back, which we're starting to think, oh, Tonbridge doesn't have an escape room. You know,
Yeah.
maybe that might be a
Somewhere
cool place
for-
to do something like that.
Yeah, for youngsters to go as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
massive.
So we're you know, we want to build on the success we've had so far.
Yeah.
Learn from the challenges and
Yeah.
continue to be here for the people of Tonbridge.
Yeah. And those spaces are wicked, you know, we were talking about the vault, but even the ones at the back, you know, they've got so much scope. So, yeah, big things to come, hopefully.
Yeah, great.
Wicked. Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
It's
Jack.
been an absolute
Pleasure.
Thank you. Cut. I hope you found this chat with Mark insightful and interesting. Please like and subscribe. And if you're another local business owner interested in a chat, reach out to me today.